So next method is to solve your system of equation by using your direct methods. So one of direct method is your Gauss's elimination method. If we have the system of equation, that is your a1x plus b1y plus c1z is equal to d1. Second equation is your a2x plus b2y plus c2z is equal to d2. And similarly, third equation a3x plus b3y plus c3z is equal to d3. We may represent this system of equation in the form of your matrices also. You know that your ax is equal to b. So in this system of equation, we are interested to find out the value of your unknowns. Here your x, y, z are your unknowns, and all a, b, c are your coefficient of x, y, z respectively, and right side d1, d2, d3 are your constants. Now eliminate x from your second equation and third equation. First we try to eliminate x from your second and first equation. For that we can use your row operations here. In your system of equation, always use your row operation, never use your column operations. Keep it in mind, please. So suppose this is your first row r1, this is r2, r3. So in your r2 second row, if we use your r2 minus, we divide this r1 by a1. So if we divide this your r1 by a1, so it become 1 here. So now we multiply this by a2. Once you multiply this by a2, that becomes your this value become your a2 only. And in r2 we have the a2 already, so this is your a2 minus a2, that is 0. So this x is eliminated from your second row. Now once you eliminate your x from your second row, you also eliminate x in your third row also. So for third row we can use your on your third row r3, that is your r3, and here r3 means your a3, and you put your r3 here, minus you divide this your first row by a1. Once you divide your first row, that is your r1 by a1, so it become in your first position is 1 only, and we put this multiply this by a3. Once you put here a3, that means we multiply by a3, this become a3 minus a3, that is your first element is eliminated, so x is your eliminated here. Same formula, this operation, row operation, you can apply on your complete second row also and third row also respectively. Means here also we divide this by, for your second row we divide this by your suppose this second row your this r2 is your b2 minus r1, it is b1 actually at this position, and we divide by a1 and multiply by a2, that give you some constant value. Suppose this is, we assume that this is your b2 dash. So when this becomes 0, this become your b2 dash. Similarly, we operate on this also by using this same formula, that c2 is your r2 is your c2 here, minus R1 position, here we have C1. Now divide this by A1 as your this formula, multiply by A2, and we assume this as your C2 dash. So similarly, you can apply on your third row this R3, so that this becomes 0. This we assume your B3 dash. This we assume your C3 dash. Similarly, your D3 dash, right? So after using this these two row operation, that is R2 and this R3, we convert your system of equation into this new form. So as you see here, we use only first row. We use only first row, and we make these formulas of R2 and R3, that is row operations, by using first element, that is this one only. So as we use first row, so this first row is called your pivot equation. As we use only first row here to make your another element of x in remaining rows 0, your pivot equation. And here the first element, that is A11 position, that is your A1 in this, that A1 is called your pivot element. So the first equation is called your pivot equation. Our first element is called your pivot element, or you say first pivot only. In this, it is necessary your A1 should be your not equal to 0. So if it is equal to 0, we can shift A2 or A3 at your first location. How we do that? What is that? That we discuss after doing this. So after using your first pivot equation, we eliminate x from your second and third equation. So the new system of equation is this one. Now using your A22 position, that is your B2 dash element, this should be not equal to 0. If this is equal to 0, we can interchange this with your B3 dash. How we do that? That we discuss soon. So here this is not equal to 0. Suppose then we can eliminate y from your all equation lies below your this one, this second equation. Here we have only one row, that is your third row. So we can use your one operation, that is your R3. So in this we can use your only second equation, and that second equation is called your second pivotal equation or pivot equation, and this B2 dash is called the new pivot or pivot element. What you do here, you can just divide R2 and divide with this your coefficient. So it is B2 dash, and multiply this by B3 dash, so that it become B3 dash only, because when you divide this B2 dash, this become 1 only, right? And when you multiply B3 dash, this is B3 dash, and this is also your B3 dash in your first location. So B3 dash into B3 dash become your 0 at this position, and at this position you can use your formula same, that is here it is your C3 minus B3 dash, B2 dash, and C2 dash. And we just assume this as your by new name, that is your C3 double dash. So this is your new element, new coefficient object in your third row. Same operation you can apply on your D3 dash, that become your D3 double dash. Now after this, this upper triangular form you can see here. Now from last one, if you see here, you can find the value of z, that is your D3 double dash, divided by C3 double dash. Now once you get your last z from last row, you put that particular z in your second row, substitute here, then you can rewrite this, you can get the value of y from this. You have z also, y also, you just put in your first row y and z, you get your x from your first row. So z from your last row, then substitute in your second row z, then you get y, then you put y and z in your first row. This procedure is called your back substitution. This procedure is called your back substitution. So here you can understand, in a system of equation, we can convert that system of equation into a upper triangular form, or you say upper triangular matrices. And after that you can find z from your last row, then y from second row, and x from first row by using your back substitution. This method is called your Gauss's elimination method. Now if element, your first element is 0, so once you see 0, it means no is in your first row. So in that case, A11 element is 0. We want this A1 should be non-zero. So to want this pivot element or first equation as non-zero coefficient of x, we can shift it from your second row. It may be from your third row. So this is only possible when you can interchange your first row and second row, or you may interchange your first row with your third row. So if you switch or interchange your position of your equations from first and second interchange or first and third interchange, if you interchange your rows, so this is called your partial pivoting. This process of interchanging your row to get the non-zero element at your first position is called your pivoting. Similarly, if you are 2 location, in second step, if you have 0, we also change or interchange your second row with your third row. That is also called your partial pivoting. Means once you interchange your rows, that is called partial pivoting. It may possible here to get this non-zero element, you can interchange your column also. From this complete matrix, you can find out the largest element in this complete matrix. Suppose this C2 is your largest element, so we can interchange this complete third column right at first location, that is first column, and first at third, means you can place or interchange the position of your x and z, right? So once you interchange this, your C2 appears here, and then you can use your row operation first and second. Here this reach at your first position, that is A11 position, C2. So this use of your row and column involved, then this pivot is called, this pivoting is called complete pivoting. So it's your choice. You can to make it non-zero, you can change the position also or equation also, that is complete pivoting. If you change the equation only, then it is called the partial pivoting. So it's your choice only. So you may see the definitions here. So you choose the numerically largest value always. Prefer, why we do the largest value? because if you choose the smallest value, suppose this a1 is very small, so if you divide anything with a small quantity, that may leads to a very large value, or you say maybe a infinity. In that case your problem is very complicated, so it give you a this minus infinity is here, right? So when you see this is 0 or not present here, you choose the largest value always, right? Maybe row wise, maybe row and column wise. So in first step, the numerically largest coefficient of x is chosen from all equations only, right? And both as the first pivot by interchanging the first equation. So it may be in second equation, it may be in third equation. So you can interchange with your first equation. So here we say first pivot by interchanging the first equation with the equation having the largest coefficient of x. Of in second step, I already told b2 dash should also be not equal to 0. In that case, numerically largest coefficient of y is chosen from the remaining equation, and both as second pivot by interchanging the second equation with the largest coefficient of y. Right? It may be third, it may be fourth equation, right? So this process of continuing till arrival of the equation with the single variable, that means upper triangular matrices. So this modification procedure is called the partial pivoting. On the same way, if we use or choose largest possible, if you choose at each stage the numerically largest coefficient of entire matrix. In partial, we use the equation only, largest coefficient of x or y, whichever we require. C, that is equation are interchange only. But in case of complete, you can check the largest coefficient from your entire matrix. And this requires not only interchange of equation, we also change the position of the variable, that means column wise also, right? So if we may say if we change the column, we apply the column operation, we not apply the column operation, we just change the position of your variables, right? So this method of elimination is called complete pivoting. So it is a little more complicated, or it is not so good to improve the accuracy, right? So we have two pivoting is possible, partial and complete. Let's discuss one example here quickly. So Gaussian elimination method to solve your system of equation x plus 4y minus z is equal to minus 5. Second is your x plus y minus z is equal to minus 12. 3z minus y minus z is equal to 4. So in this, if you see here, this is your 1. So if we may use in your second row, row 2 minus row 1. So if you subtract these two, row 2 minus row 1 on your second. So we apply here your second row, we apply that your row 2 minus row 1. So once you do that, you can see here x minus x in second row is 0, y minus 4y is your minus 3y, 6 with minus sign. Minus minus z is plus, so it is minus 5. Similarly, minus 12 minus minus, that is plus 5, that is minus 7. In the same step, we can make this 0 also. So we are trying to eliminate your x from your second equation, also from the third equation. So for third equation, we can use your operation, that is your R3 minus 3R1, and apply this on your third row only. So we use this operation. So that is in I preferably I say here you can multiply this by minus 3 and add in your third row, just to avoid the confusion on negative signs. So once you multiply this by minus 3x, so plus 3x 0, minus 3 4, that is minus 12, plus minus 1, that is minus 13, or you simply use this, that is minus 1 minus 3 minus, so that is your plus 3. So minus 1 and plus 3 is your plus 2. So it is look little tough to me. So I prefer multiply this by minus 3. So multiply this by minus 3 is your 3. And add in this, that is your minus 1, that is plus 2z, right? So similarly here, multiply this by minus 3 is your 15, plus 4 is 19. So now you can use this and make this equal to 0. So for that you can divide your third row. Now at this stage, this is your pivot equation and this is pivot element. Now in second, this is pivot equation, second equation, and minus 3 is your pivot. And again we can use your on your R3 R2 and convert this R2 into 1. That's why we divide by minus 3. So this become minus 3. Divide with minus 3 is plus 1. Now multiply this by 13, so that 13 and minus 13 become 0. So we just multiply this by 13. So apply this operation only here. So this divided by minus 3 is your 1, multiply 13 is 13, 13 minus 13 is 0. So we have no y here. So here also we can apply your divide by minus 3, that is 5 by 3, and multiply by 13, that is 65 by 3. So 65 by 3 and add your 2 in this, because after applying the on this we can add in this. So that is R3 part. That is here, yeah, 2 only. So when you take LCM, 6. So 6 plus 6, 65 is your 71 by 3. Same you can apply on this and you get your 148 by 3. So we have now this equation. You can put cancel out 3 with 3, divide your 71 right side, that give you a value of z. So this value of z you can put in your this second pivot equation. You put z here, you get and shift to the right hand side, then divide by 3. Then you get the value of y. Once you get the y and z, put yz in your first equation, that is put here y, here z, and you get the value of x, right? So this is in the form of your system of equations. We can also solve the same question in the form, write this in the form of matrix. Procedure is same. So we just write here that system of equation in the form of Ax is equal to b. So by this is your A matrix, this is your right side B matrix. So we can apply your same row operation on this side and this side also. So same operation as we already applied. With the help of this one, we make this 0, that is R2 minus R1. So we apply this on complete row. 1 minus 1, 0, 1 minus 4, minus 3, and similarly minus 6 minus 1, that is plus 1 is minus 6 plus 1 is your minus 5. Similarly this also minus 12 plus 5 minus plus 5 is minus 7. Similarly for making this equal to 0 by using the pivot 1, so we multiply this by minus 3. So multiply row 1 by minus 3 and add in your third row. So minus 3 plus 3, 0, minus 3, minus 12, minus 1 is minus 13. Similarly, minus 3, that is plus 3 and minus 1. So 3 plus 1 is your 2. So minus 3 multiply karenge, then we get your minus plus 3 into 5 is your 15, and add in your 4 is your 19. Now use your minus 3 and make this also 0 by using the same operation as we already discussed in your previous procedure. Now you get the upper triangular matrix here. So from last we can get the value of z, just shifting this to the right hand side. Now put this into a second equation. You rewrite this into equation form first, then you get the y, and put x and y and z in first one, then you get here x. So that gives you a value of x, y and z. So this is called elimination method. So one more example we may discuss. Solve your the system of equation by elimination method. So we have now 4 equations. So from first equation we can convert all these elements into 0. So divide your this by 10 for your second row. So how we can make a second row, that is R2, and we always apply on R2. We start with R2 and we always apply on R2. We not prefer to multiply this R2 with any of coefficient, right? So now we have the 10 here. So in R1 we have the 10. So if we divide this 10 by 10, it become your 0. Then multiply this with your 6. So that is 10 by 6 by 10. If we add this, so this become plus 6. So it add in this minus 6 become 0. If this 6 is your positive, so we can so this become your 0. So similarly for this you can write your R3 minus 3 by 10 apply on your row 1. This is like your row 1. This is your like row. The same row operation apply on your similar row operation apply on your this 5. So you divide this by 10, that become 1, and multiply this by minus 5. So that's minus 5 by 10. Hope so this is clear to you. So now after doing this row operation, you get your this system of equation. Now use of this, you can make these two 0. These are the your row operations for your third and fourth row, and after applying this your y is also eliminating. Now using this you can make this equal to 0, and z is eliminating. You get your u from this, and put this u in your this equation, and you get z from this. Now you can put your u and z in your this equation. You can get y from this, and similarly you can put your y, z and u in your this first equation to get your x. That is called back substitution. So you get the value of u, z, y and x. Okay. So in your Gauss's elimination method, we make the upper triangular kind of form, that is upper triangular matrix. Using first pivot element, we always convert lower element into 0. Using second, we can convert your lower element into 0. With third, you can convert your lower element into 0. Similarly. So if same thing, first step, if we make lower element into 0, and second step, with lower element, you also convert your upper element into 0. With your third element, you also convert your upper element into 0. And this also we can convert upper element into 0. That make your diagonal matrix. That is make your diagonal element non-zero, remaining all elements are 0. So this is a procedure of Gauss's Jordan method. Just a slightly modified form of your elimination method, right? So with the lower element, with the help of pivot element, lower element and also upper element, we convert into 0. For example, we may discuss this in example, like this is your problem. So with the help of this x, we can convert your this 2x and 3x into 0. by using row operation, that is on second row, we can apply your R2, as this R2 is always make formula by using first element and apply on all elements. So this is 2. So this is 2. So I may just write here 2 for your understanding, minus R1, and R1 is your, here is your 1 only. So how this 2 become 0 with the help of this one? If we multiply this with your minus 2. So this R1 we can multiply with your minus 2. So R2 minus 2 R1 we can use. So here in your first position or first element become 0. Similarly, your second element you can apply same formula. So that is your, multiply this by minus 2. I always say multiply this with your sign. So this is minus 2. Add in your minus 3 is minus 5. Minus 2 plus 4 is your plus 2. Minus 2 into 9 is your minus 18. Add in 13 is your minus 5. Similarly, you can apply one more row operation on your third row. That is row 3. We always use the same pivot element in your all first operation to eliminate the all x. So which is your, here it is 3, right, in third row. So we can use your first row only, that is 1 here in your first step. So we can multiply this with your minus 3. So this 3 minus 3 into 1 becomes 0. This is our idea to make a formula. So now apply this formula for your y also and z also and this 40 also, that is right side. So multiply this with minus 3 plus 4 is 1. Minus 3 into 1, that is minus 3 plus 5 is 2. Minus 3 into 9, minus 27 plus 40 is your 30. So all x lies below this first row. Now we have diagonal element 2 to position, that is minus 5. So with the help of this minus 5, we convert your lower element to 0 in elimination method. But in Jordan method, with the lower element and also upper element, means we also apply on your first row. So that is on first row we can apply to 1, that is second element y, coefficient y is 1 here, right? So R2, that is minus 5 in here. So if you divide this by your 5, so minus 5 by 5 is your minus 1. This is your now minus 1, and R1 at here is your 1. So minus 1 and 1 is your 0. So we can apply this operation on your this complete first row, right? Similarly on your third row, as this is also 1, same. Here R3 plus 1 by R2. So kindly keep in your mind, always use this operation on your pivot equation. Never use multiply R. You may think here, if we multiply the third row by 5 and then add that, it becomes 0. So it becomes 0 in this particular case. In some question it works, but in some question you can see your number of operations increase. So it is advised to avoid that. In this field situation, we can use pivoting here, partial pivoting. We can shift your third row at the location of first row and second in your third. So you can interchange at this step if you want. Feel I not required point calculation, so we may interchange these two if you feel comfortable, then only. So here I have not changed. So by using these two, you see is also become 0 here. Same you apply here. We divide this by 5. That is 2 by 5, add in 1. So 1 plus 2 by 5 is your 7 by 5. Divide this by 5, that is minus 1, and add in 9 is your 8. Similarly, here also this becomes 0. Why? And here you divide with 5, add in this. So 2 by 5 plus 2. 2 by 5 plus 2 is 12 by 5. Similarly, divide by 5 is your minus 1, add in 13 is your 12. So now your y is eliminating from your first row also and third row also. Now your third step, you can use your this A33 quantity, make this equal to 0, and by using this you can convert your this z in your first and second row equal to 0. So for that you can use these operations. First you make this equal to 1, so by divide this by 12, multiply by 5, so apply on this also. So you can eliminate your z from first equation. By using this you can eliminate z from your second equation. So from first equation we have x only, second we have y only, third we have z only, that is your diagonal form. From your last we can get z, first we can get x, from second we can get y easily, so without using back substitution, right? So that give you x is 1, y is 3, and z is 5. Same thing can you apply in your matrix form. So it's your choice, you can write these in your equation form and you can write these into a matrix form. It's your choice. So same procedure, nothing special, right? So this is called your Gauss-Jordan method. If you convert matrix into a diagonal form, it is Jordan method. If you convert matrix in a upper triangular form, then that is called elimination method. Okay, so thank you very much. The benefit of your elimination method, it decrease some calculation process, nothing else, right? Okay, thank you so much. Bye.